Welcome to 40 Days with St. Maximus the Confessor. Each day of the Nativity Fast, we reflect on his timeless wisdom, teaching that guide us to humility, love, and union with God, which is the very reason for the incarnation of Christ. Let us walk together in the light of his words. When passions dominate the intellect, they separate it from God, binding it to material things and preoccupying it with them. But when the love of God dominates the intellect, it frees it from its bonds, persuading it to rise above not only sensible things, but even this transitory life. St. Maximus teaches that when passions control the intellect, they enslave it to material concerns and separate it from God. But when love of God rules the intellect, it liberates the soul, lifting it beyond worldly attachments and even beyond the limits of this passing life. In the Orthodox Church, this means that purification from passions and the cultivation of divine love are essential for true spiritual freedom and contemplation. The Orthodox tradition emphasizes that the intellect is the highest faculty of the soul, created to perceive and commune with God. When passions such as anger, lust, greed, or pride dominate the intellect, they distort its natural function. Instead of contemplating God, the intellect becomes bound to material things, preoccupied with worldly concerns and unable to rise above them. By contrast, when the love of God governs the intellect, it frees the soul from these bonds. Love reorients the intellect toward its true purpose, contemplation of God and participation in divine life. This liberation allows the soul to rise above not only sensible realities, but even the transitory concerns of earthly existence, focusing instead on eternal communion with God. This teaching reflects the Orthodox path of purification, illumination, and theosis. The soul is purified when it is cleansed of passions through ascetic struggle, prayer, and humility. Illumination of the soul comes when the intellect, freed from passions, becomes capable of perceiving divine truth. And then theosis happens. Love of God transforms the soul, uniting it with Him and lifting it beyond the limitations of earthly life. The Church teaches that passions enslave the soul, turning its part away from God. Overcoming them is essential for spiritual freedom. Once freed, the intellect can rise above material distractions and enter into the contemplation of God, which is the ultimate goal of Orthodox spirituality. Thus, St. Maximus's teaching shows that passions enslave the intellect and separate it from God, while love of God liberates it, enabling the soul to rise above worldly attachments and enter into eternal communion with Him. This is the essence of Orthodox spirituality: freedom from passions, illumination of the intellect, and union with God through love. Thank you for joining me for today's reflection from 40 Days with St. Maximus the Confessor. These daily reflections are meant to strengthen our faith, to purify our hearts, and to prepare us for the coming of Christ. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing so that you won't miss future reflections. Join me again tomorrow as we walk further on this path together.